Welcome to the Land Cave, where we're living as nerds. I'm Patrick, joined by Owen, and we got a Stadia.
Woo!
One of us has one. I'm still waiting for mine. You've got your Stadia, and you got your name sent to you as well. So you get to pick your name. How hard was it? Was yours available?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Nobody ever has my name. That's why I have it. The annoying part of it is that it is. You have to download the Stadia app onto your phone and then put in your code. Just stupid. Like, I don't mind there being a Stadia app. I get it, because the point is to be able to play Stadia anywhere, and that includes a mobile device. And I'm used to having Google Home, because that controls like my Google Home Pods and my Nest and stuff. And so I'm used to having that application. But the fact that you can't do it like through your email, like just like open the browser,
click the link, like verify via link,
or like in Chrome, like where everybody in the free world has that web browser. Like I can't just sign into Stadia, but no, you have to do it through the app, which is stupid.
How about an extension on Chrome?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't get it. The fact that I can go to stadia.google.com and play right now if I want to, I don't get why I can't like start the process by putting in my name. So that was the only dumb part, but other than that, it's easy. It just asks, do you have your code? You put it in and pick your name,
and you're good.
Yeah.
So I had a coworker of mine testing it out, and I love this because he's a geek like us. So what does he test? How responsive is it? That's pretty responsive.
So I don't know if you saw this.
Test out the mouse.
I don't know if you saw why he's doing this, did you?
Yeah, because everyone was complaining about like, or there were videos of like really bad latency and everything like that, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it was floating around Twitter that somebody was like pressing it during the review portion.
Yeah,
and check it out.
It's pretty.
I don't know. Does it come across that it's midnight blue?
It doesn't quite look blue, but yeah, I can see it once you kind of angle it, you can kind of see it's not quite black. Yeah,
exactly. I wanted the one that was not black and not white, so blue it is.
Yeah,
it's it's got a Wi-Fi thing in it. Did you realize that?
I did.
Great. Well, it's a little hefty.
Yeah, well, that's how it's connecting is via Wi-Fi instead of Bluetooth, because that way it doesn't have to connect to. That way it needs a Wi-Fi connection. So if you're playing it like on a PC, it's not connecting to your PC. It's an additional Wi-Fi endpoint. Which I'm sure it'll. Yeah, good.
It does have a Bluetooth in it, though.
Yes, it does. Yeah. But I mean, that's why they didn't want to keep that Bluetooth dependent. So that's why it. I'm curious though, if you're doing it on a cell phone, is it going to use Bluetooth instead of Wi-Fi?
I think that's why it has to have Bluetooth, because the idea behind the Wi-Fi, from what I know, is that it reduces input lag. I don't know if you just said that. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. But that's completely apt there. I mean, that is one of the ways that they're reducing lag. I did see a bunch of people complaining. I saw a bunch of people who had no problems whatsoever. It's release day. They did have a beta, but the beta did not include the controllers. You mentioned that the people were complaining were using keyboard and mouse, not controller, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And from everything that I read online, the biggest problems are with keyboard and mouse, which I don't understand how that's possible. But whatever. I guess if you're designing it with the controller in mind and like, that's supposed to be the focal point. I guess I get that, but I don't. At the same time, I don't get how the wired product is outperforming something that's supposed to be wireless.
Yeah, no, I agree. My view on this, and everyone's saying like, oh, it's going to fail. It's going to be the worst thing ever. I don't think it's going to fail. I don't think it's going to fail. It has Google behind it. And I know that you could say the same thing about Google Glass, but
Google Fiber.
But Google Fiber's still rocking. But like,
they're not expanding it anymore.
They aren't?
No, they stopped because they figured out that they don't make any money off it.
Well, that's true. That's true. Transport in regards to ISPs and everything is not a moneymaker anymore. It's a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, in regards to this, like, gaming is an insane Gaming is the biggest industry in the entertainment. It beats movies because it's making more money than movies now. And if they get on the forefront of streaming this content, then yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Launch lineup it's not that great. I'm waiting to see what happens, but I mean, we're founders of this because we're that level of geek where we're like, we want to try this out and we want to test it, and if it's good, cool. If it's not, I mean, yeah, good.
There isn't a game on this list that I'm willing to buy yet. So with the thing that comes with Stadia Pro, which we get 3 months of by being founders, or if you bought the next edition after the founder one was sold out, comes with Destiny 2, the collection. So I'm hoping that includes the newest DLC. I don't play Destiny, but I haven't checked to confirm that.
Yes. It'll have all the newest.
Sweet. That's good because that DLC costs money. It's free to play otherwise, but that DLC costs money. And then it also comes this month, so you're supposed to get a new game every month. We'll see what happens next month, but it's Samurai Showdown. Whatever. So I'm going to just play Destiny to start out with, because none of this other stuff on the list is things that I am really like some of these games I've already played. I've already played Tomb Raider. I've already played Final Fantasy 15.
Yep.
I have not played Rise of the Tomb Raider that's on there. But here's my biggest problem with this. It's just
the prices.
Yeah.
We're looking at full price, if not, what is it, 75% of what it was at launch for some of these games, which doesn't make any sense. This is digital distribution. So
yeah, and I'm trying to find on like Stadia. Now I'm going to look at the app because I really just want to know how much, like, for example, Assassin's Creed is.
I want to say Assassin's Creed was 40.
So they just added Red Dead, full 60 for that. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is full 60. And I get Red Dead being full 60. That did just come out on PC.
I get that.
That's fair. $30 for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you are a pro member, which everybody right now is, you cannot do the free version of Stadia, which I think is another dumb idea. The cheapest game right now is, if you're a pro, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive?
No, the first Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay.
$10 if you are a pro. Which, again, the only people who have this are...
Your stream's freezing. That's unfortunate.
It should, like, this is pulling, like, games that are cheaper, or do a Netflix model.
Yeah, no, I agree. Unfortunately, your stream froze there for just a minute. So, but yeah, everything is. That's what happens. But yeah, I think that it needs to be cheaper. This is a digital distribution model. It should be cheaper. You're not paying for shipping. You're not paying for packaging. You're not paying for hourly employees. You're not paying for any of that. It should be cheaper. And I've been saying that about digital, for everything. It's not just this. Digital should be cheaper. Or, like you said, make it a Netflix-style subscription. I'm cracking up here at some of the people who are game journalists, who are saying, this is the first time that a company has tried this. I'm like, did you just get here? Like seriously, PlayStation did this? I mean, come on. It's surprising that people don't know that, who are writing for for games journalists for IGN and others. It's just retarded. Yeah.
The only thing is just that in this case, like, there's no downloadable, and so that's the biggest difference, is that it's a streaming only type thing. Even more so, yeah. And that's where people, that's where we announced that people have a problem with this to begin with, and if you're gonna harp on that, we get it. It's not gonna be for you. You're gonna have to get over it eventually, though, because I think the age is going to come. Like, xCloud is still a working thing right now, that Microsoft and Sony is going to be using xCloud as well. This is the future, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, and this might not be your thing right now, but what is everyone's thing, and it should be at least, is a Jedi Fallen Order, which is supposed to be queued up here, but it's not, so I'll fix that. This is the first time that just everything is just dropping off today, man. I don't know what's going on. This is the first time that Owen and I are actually playing the same game at the same time. It's kind of magical. I think it's the first time since, I think, Breath of the Wild, but you weren't doing the show when we were doing Breath of the Wild. I was not.
Yeah, so first time for that. So no spoilers or anything.
Yeah.
You said you're probably around halfway through, you think?
I think I'm a little farther now,
Yeah.
but yeah, somewhere around the halfway mark.
Yeah, I'm loving I'm thinking probably a quarter of the way, I'm gonna guess. I thought that I was over exploring and was like, oh no, I don't like, because they were telling me to leave where I was, though you can keep exploring. I went back just to see what else was there, and from a gameplay mechanic thing, again, we're not going to spoil anything here, but from a mechanic standpoint, like I could not go further until I did something. So that's like, all right, cool. So I've explored everything that I can on that planet before I can come back. But downsides, upsides, what are your thoughts on it?
So, as usual, what I've been trying to do, and hopefully you guys like this. If you do like this, I want me and Patrick to both continue to do it with new games that we play. So I posted my initial thoughts on the LANCave at facebook.com/TheLanCave. I don't like Dark Souls. Everybody knows this. I don't like Bloodborne. Everybody knows it's just not a style of game that I like. So this is combat is very Dark Soulsy. But they have a narrative mode, so I kicked it on down to narrative mode. I might kick it back up now that I've gotten way more powers and I'm stronger. I've gotten enough experience points to level up some things where I might be able to handle it now. But I don't like that. But at the same time, the combat is great. I see the appeal. I see why people like it from a Soulsborne perspective.
Stream losing the stream a little bit there.
That they're putting up a fight, that it's not like Force-based where you just literally just mow down everybody. That's nice. But it's not, you do feel like you definitely feel very Jedi-y, which is good.
Yeah.
And the story is solid. It does chug on PS4. It needs a patch.
It needs a patch. We did just have a patch, I believe, earlier today.
Oh,
we'll see what all that fixed. When you initially posted about the delay time dying, the first thing that I thought was, man, the delay time is not bad. I don't know what he's talking about. And then I realized that I had not died at that point. What I had done was I'd fallen off of a ledge.
Yeah, no, that's like Uncharted.
Yeah, which I appreciated that.
I love it.
I appreciated that. There's a lot of games I feel like they took. Whitney was commenting saying they just took a lot of really good games and they just threw them all together. Yeah, they did, and it's a Star Wars game at that. So the combat, being able to scale it down, which is something that Dark Souls fans, including, I didn't say this, but some Dark Souls fans were like, you can't have an easy mode for Dark Souls, that ruins it. And this proves that it doesn't. You still have a lot of the exploration. You still have a lot of the benefits of Dark Souls. But one thing that I wanted to point out that some Dark Souls people might not like, I really like, but the map in this shows you areas that you can go to if you got close to an area that you could maybe have a branching path. It shows you that in yellow. And if there's areas and places you can go back to open up areas, they'll be either yellow or green. It'll show red areas to show, hey, you can't go there yet. I really liked that, from not having to remember or not having to guess where to go. Yeah. It gave me a nudge where you're like, hey, remember that area you were in 10 minutes ago? You can actually go back there. I really liked that. It may take the fun out of some secrets, but I think the secrets may not be labeled on there. I'm not sure.
They're
but
not.
Yeah. So
from what I can tell, there's still nooks and crannies that they don't point out for you. They point out heavy things where I'm not spoiling anything, but by saying you can force push.
Oh.
So you get the force push. There's things that you can push open, and it will let you know that kind of thing. But it doesn't. There's definitely different parts on the map where it doesn't exist until I've opened the little treasure box that's there, or walked around this little corner. It very much encourages exploration. I also I just like the fact that the map is there and has that doorway thing showing it, because there's one planet that's particularly green, and I have trouble seeing things in green, for those who don't know. So it helped me a lot, because if I'm where do I go? I just opened up the map and it's oh, here's your yellow line. You can walk this way. Yeah. Helps me out a lot.
I didn't even think about that. That's awesome, man. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. The only other like minor thing, a couple of like the graphical things are just a little goofy. Like he looks funny when he runs. He looks very like his legs kind of just like go out, and then like their facial features are not the best. That's not like Respawn's apparently forte. I guess they're used to wearing masks and stuff. Don't care. It's not a big enough deal, because if you're looking at like the stormtroopers and the inquisitors and all that stuff, they all look dope. Yes. They look so good. The environments look good. It's crazy that I just got done playing Outer Worlds, which I was like, oh, this might be my game of the year. And then I'm playing Star Wars. I'm like, this might be my game of the year. And I expected this to suck.
Yeah. And it wasn't nominated.
No, it missed the... it didn't miss the window, apparently, according to Andrew Renee on Twitter. The cutoff day was the launch day. So it technically could have been nominated, but people didn't give it enough time. And so... It's in this weird window though, where it probably won't be eligible next year. And even if it was eligible, Last of Us 2, Doom, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk 2077, all 4 of those games come out in 2020, and so it would never stand a chance.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 is going to win next year. This year,
Cyberpunk might. Who knows?
It might. This year, there's a chance it'll go to Death Stranding. That'll be controversial if it does, for multiple reasons. Not the whole Jeff Keighley thing, but just that it's not what people expected. It's very mixed. I'm really loving it, but yeah, that's just me. We did get Inside Xbox. We got some news on that, which we can kind of go through kind of quickly. I think I mean, there's stuff there. I guess I'll go through. Were there things that jumped out at you? I guess I can.
Obsidian's already like working on a new IP, which I thought was interesting.
Grounded.
Yeah. So just the fact that they're able to like announce a new one already when Outer Worlds literally just came out last month is pretty impressive. Rare's also making a game.
Yeah, Everwild.
Yeah.
Honestly, this one looks beautiful. I really like the art style. So yeah. I'm down with that. We got West of Dead with Ron Perlman.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Which somebody else said it whenever I was listening to them talk about it. They're like, "Did you know? Do you realize that Ron Perlman is the best Ron Perlman?" Like, and I was like, that's the perfect way to describe Ron Perlman. He's just the best Ron Perlman he can be. And I felt that. Honestly, though, like not a whole lot else jumped out to me other than the fact that they announced Age of Empires 4.
Yep,
cool.
I'm a huge Age of Empires fan, so I'm trying to get this thing queued up here, but I'm a huge Age of Empires fan.
I suck at it, but I love it.
I'm not great at it multiplayer. Like I was okay at StarCraft until like the internet, but yeah, I was really good playing in the first StarCraft game and Warcraft 2. Playing LAN on that was awesome, and then people on the internet destroyed me. But Age of Empires, I really liked. I would play Age of Empires and Age of Empires 2 like in the solo mode and just like build and explore. Like it was really cool. Like the troops and everything. And this just looks magnificent. So I'm all about it. Kartrider Drift, I don't really care about.
Yeah, honestly, the only other big thing that they talked about was just that they mentioned xCloud. It's still in preview mode on Android, hopefully coming to iOS soon. I don't know why they're leaving out such a large market like iOS. I feel like iOS is even easier to develop for than Android, personally. But they said that Xbox Game Pass titles are going to be coming to that, and the service is also coming to PC in 2020,
which is again awesome. I mean, if it the only question is if it comes to PC, what are we talking hardware requirements wise? Because Stadia has a huge leg up in the fact that you can run it on basically anything. And
I think that's the idea behind xCloud too, is that it's basically anything. The interesting thing is going to be what they can do in terms of data cap management, because reportedly, as far as Stadia goes, it's destroying data. Like if you have data, I don't have a data cap at my house, but I know a lot of people do. And you know, I'm sorry for you, but like apparently people who are running like the best graphics that they could eat up to like 1 gig an hour. Which is impressive, but you know, so it's going to be interesting if xCloud can beat that, because while it doesn't necessarily matter to me as far as home internet goes, what about like if you're away from home, if you're trying to run this through like mobile data and to play a game on your phone through mobile? People do generally have data cap limits whenever it comes to their mobile data, unless they like grandfathered in an unlimited data plan.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still in an unlimited data plan, and like I'm hesitant to move out of it for that reason, because I don't want to think about it. I just want to stream stuff
until you have to. The only other thing that, like, again, there's lots of game stuff, so I do encourage you to like go look if you're an Xbox owner. There's plenty of games that came out. It's just we don't really focus on a whole lot of game announcements, but the entire Final Fantasy collection that exists on PS4 and Switch already is coming to Xbox next year, so 7 through 15. And then the Yakuza series, which has also been traditionally a Sony exclusive thing, that's coming to Xbox as well.
That was cool. That was different. Yeah.
I'm not a big... I don't play Yakuza. I know there's some people who are very passionate about like the story and stuff in Yakuza. It's like kind of like half beat 'em up, half like... I don't know how to exactly describe Yakuza. It's insane stuff. But if you like it, you like it, and it's going to be on Xbox, so that's cool.
Yeah, which is cool. It's something I should probably get into in regards to Yakuza. I played all the Grand Theft Auto games legitimately for the story, so I would think that I'd like Yakuza. And Sleeping Dogs I really enjoyed too, so I would think it'd be up my alley, but I don't know.
It might be.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I should. We got a patent for PlayStation 5 controller to kind of end the news here.
You mean the PlayStation 4 controller? I'm just
kidding. Well, basically. Yeah. There's just a handful of little adjustments. The
light bar's gone.
Light bar's gone, which I completely forgot existed. The sticks are just a little bit smaller. Sorry. Yeah, very subtle, but you know what? The PlayStation 4 controller is so good that I don't really have a problem with this.
I'm surprised they're keeping the touchpad.
Yeah.
Since so few people utilize it, because like every game that utilizes the touchpad doesn't utilize, I mean, not every, but I'm saying every is a generalization, that it utilizes the fact that the touchpad has a button in it.
Yes.
So like, for example, in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, there's your options key, which goes into like your pause settings, and then there's the touchpad that opens up your map on PS4. So they use it as a button. They just don't use it as... So I'm surprised that they're keeping that, other than for like maybe some backwards compatibility. The biggest thing that like most people probably aren't going to realize right away is just that it's the internals. So as we told you, they were working on these new haptic triggers and haptic feedbacks for PS5, and so those are all obviously inside, so you're not really going to see those.
Yeah.
I'm also a little surprised that they're getting rid of the light bar, not because I want it or anything, but it's used with PSVR. So does that mean that PSVR 1 is not compatible with PS5 because they're making a PSVR 2? I wonder. That's a little surprising. So.
That's surprising, but as long as, and I hate saying this because like I own a PSVR, but if the new PSVR 2 is backwards compatible, which it should be, to the games on PSVR, okay, I'll upgrade the hardware just like I'm upgrading my PlayStation. I'll upgrade the hardware, and it's gonna be all right. So
everything is gonna be all right.
Yeah. So that's it for the news this week. We'll probably be playing some Stadia later this week and let you know how that is.
We'll definitely post some thoughts, and we'll probably talk about it next week too.
Yeah, we probably will. But let us know in the comments what you thought about the news. If there's anything else you think we should be covering, let us know in the comments, and we'll check you out later.